Ballyhoo, my ballyhoo, the Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and the joy of inanimate daydreams as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with Lipstick Vogue from this year's model, released in 1978. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello. Glossy magazines might be a thing of the past, but the enduring feel of Lipstick Vogue remains vivid, cynical, and if it's not too much of a cliche, sexy. An overarching hallmark of this year's model album in general, this piece in particular, is, of course, controlled frenzy. This seems to be the agreed upon conceit of this entire second album, the first effort with the Attractions. There's a giddiness that pervades the piece, and rightfully so. Don't say you love me when it's just a rumor. Don't say a word if there is any doubt. Sometimes I think if love is just a tumor, you've got to cut it out. Put down in a pleasing A-B rhyme pattern, we're confronted immediately with stealthy cognitive dissonance here in this first verse, an utterance of love portrayed as something someone else has overheard, gossip perhaps. Something about not knowing your own mind is certainly hinted at. The more straightforward admonishment comes in the second line, but by then, it's already too late. Our narrator is on to what will prove to be his trademark wordplay, the likes of which hadn't been heard since the immortal "I said I'm so happy I could die" exclamation of a year previous. The brilliant literal and figurative treatment of the disease known as love, in my opinion, helps to augment the misleading moniker of angry young man on our beloved entertainer. Guilt and revenge as a motif, sure, more please, but as he said himself, he's not angry anymore. You say you're sorry for the things that you have done. You say you're sorry, but you know you don't mean it. I wouldn't worry. I had so much fun. Sometimes I almost feel just like a human being. This apparent communication breakdown and indifference is orchestrated for our amusement. Again, put down in an A-B pattern, this time using an inspired slant rhyme of mean and being. There might just be a subtle shift in perspective. Who had so much fun? Who almost feels like a human being? It's not without the bounds of reason to think of this last line as the call to the direct response in the chorus that follows very close behind. It's you, not just another mouth in the Lipstick Vogue. It's you, not just another mouth in the Lipstick Vogue. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm not sure if the first two verses count as conversation, imagined or otherwise, but here in the chorus, again, the focus is squarely on both the literal and the figurative. Get to the slot machine, almost dead on arrival. Just hit me one more time with that live wire. Maybe they told you you were only a girl in a million. You say, I've got no feelings. This is a good way to kill them. Allegory or metaphor, I can't decide which one is more accurate for this third verse. An allegory is a complete narrative that disguises its true subject. A metaphor typically equivocates two disparate items. This verse sports alive and dead, near misses, and a couple of imponderables thrown in for good measure. The gambling metaphor is mixed, but serves its purpose of comparing almost dead with almost dead, one avoiding it, one heading straight into it. Only a Girl in a Million takes us back to the glossy magazine. But is he talking about killing the feeling? Or is there another them pointed to offstage disappointed parents, perhaps? This is one of the pleasing imponderables I mentioned. Select the control and then insert the token. You want to throw me away, but I'm not broken. You've got a lot to say. Well, I'm not joking. There are some words they don't allow to be spoken. Sometimes I almost feel just like a human being. Here again, we have another question of from whose perspective is this verse told from? Going with our glossy magazine thought, I can imagine someone stepping off a train, tossing a used magazine in the nearby bin as they leave the station, but the model inside still exists. And this is pure conjecture and not an interpretation by any means, but the assertion that there are some words they don't allow to be spoken could be the reason why it's the mouth and nothing else that is continually referred to in this piece. And in direct opposition to the suspected call and response of the first, sometimes I almost feel just like a human being. It feels as if these words are assigned to the male gaze, a sly admission of feeling just a little dirty for having looked at sexy pictures. Not just another mouth lost in the lipstick Vogue. Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with Lipstick Vogue from 1978, this year's model. The sheer number of times focused on words themselves is impressive, a tip of the cap to the wordsmith himself. It's truly remarkable how the adamant and the inanimate dance and swirl together in this piece. It's a great example of an Elvis Costello piece that we think we know what it's about, only to find during the slow drag that so much more is going on. Even if the thesis statement of this piece is a woman in a glossy magazine, Mr. Costello has gone far beyond the service of a journeyman poet to delight and scandalize the listener. Other precious gems from this year's model you'll enjoy a slow drag with are episodes 20. Now It's Much Too Dangerous. That's a slow drag with Living in Paradise. Episode 40, Polishing My Precious China. That's a slow drag with Hand in Hand. Episode 83, A Catchy Little Melody. That's a slow drag with the dystopian night rally. And episode 119, But If You Change Your Mind, that's a slow drag with lip service. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. I'll be back soon with another slow drag, so please follow the show on Spotify, Apple Music, and ad-free on Amazon Music. The podcast is ad-free on all these platforms. It's a passion project after all. I just wanted to remind you it's ad-free. It's a niche little podcast. So please follow the show wherever you listen so you won't miss an episode, and spread the word about this little podcast to anyone you think might enjoy it as well. You can find me on social media by searching for my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of this podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as a reminder, as I continue writing my second novel, The Macron and the Breve, I've placed the audiobook version of my first novel, The Most Terrible Time in My Life Ends Thursday, on YouTube. Please follow the link provided if you'd like to listen for free. And when you do, please go to Amazon, Buy the Kindle or paperback version and leave it a 5-star review, please. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with remedy.